Get into it. Mean Karine Jean. She's in major damage control mode because Biden has just been all over the world, just wandering, just lost, squatting down, looking around, frozen. And in this latest one, he had to get let off of a stage by Obama. And it is so funny what Karine has to say about this whole thing. She actually goes to the extent to suggest, it's so Orwellian, to suggest that these videos have been altered. They're fakes. Cheap fakes, she calls them. Cheap fakes. She keeps saying that. Is that like a new phrase we're going to be throwing around? Oh, these are just cheap fakes. It's like the left's version of fake news. Is that what we're going to be going to? I hope not. It's absolute nonsense. I'm going to show you this clip first. This is actually Obama leading Joe off the stage. This one right here. She's like, oh, it's been altered. He didn't hold his hand. You didn't see the full thing. Let me just tell you something. Okay, let's get it straight, folks. Let's get it straight, folks. It's about to grab the man right there. You know why? Because this guy is frozen. You know what he's frozen like? He's frozen like this. The exact same way, where he's just kind of like, what's going on? You know what I mean? He just kind of, I said it before, he clicks in and out of consciousness. And just right now, he clicked into consciousness and he's like, there are a lot of black people around me. What's going on here? You know? And this is the same thing. He's like, he clicked in and he's like, everybody's staring at me. Why is everyone staring at me? And who's this male version of Kamala? Is that you? Is that you, Kamala? Oh, Barack, it's you. Oh, thank God. Thank God it's you. I'm so tired of that Kamala. She doesn't clean the house right. You know that? And she's stealing my pills. Anyway, grabbed him and let him off stage. Literally. You're going to tell me this isn't grandpa behavior? This is what you're doing with your grandfather because you love him. You're putting your hand on his back. You're making sure that he's going where he needs to go because you don't want to see him slip and fall because you know it could be the end if he does. You can't have grandpa slip and fall. You kidding me? Your mom will never forgive you. Come on now. Takes him right off stage. Jimmy Kimmel behind him. Just slimy Kimmel behind him. Taking him to where he has to go. Karine's like, these are cheap fakes. These are just cheap fakes. These are all cheap fakes. What are you talking about? They're just videos. Nobody's altered. Let me tell you something. Okay? That's the beautiful thing about Biden videos is that you don't have to alter them. That's why we love them so much. Are you kidding me? That's the best part of the whole thing is that you can just press play and just watch him do it. Like when he called that guy Booty Juice. Oh, this is Peter Booty Juice. You didn't have no altering needed. You just got to watch it and you're like, perfect. Oh, we're going to send a billion, trillion, quadrillion. No altering necessary. Do you know how silly it would be to alter something like that? No. We like raw Biden. That's what we like, okay? Nobody's making any cheap fakes. But let's listen to her try and explain away this entire thing. And I'm so glad that these journalists are actually asking these questions because these questions really do need to be asked. Somebody has to answer for this. Luckily, we have the woman who never answers a question properly, but she got close. She got close with this one, I have to admit.
And just a quick follow on the video you were talking about.
Yeah.
There were two instances in recent days where leaders, former President Obama and Georgia Maloney of Italy, they physically put hands on the president to guide him and show him, give stage directions. Are they doing that on their own, or has anybody asked them to run the show like that?
First of all, let me spoke to the most recent, right? And as we saw on Saturday, President Obama's office put out a statement. So I would refer you to that statement about what was being accused in those by others. And he said this did not happen in the sense of what people were saying they were seeing, right? Or what was being falsely reported that they were seeing. Let's not forget, President Obama, President Biden have a relationship. They are friends. They're like family to each other. And I think that's what you saw. You saw the president put his hand on the back of President Biden, and they walked off the stage after taking questions or at an event taking questions from Jimmy Kimmel. That is what you saw. But I would refer you to President Obama's office statement. They talked about this, they discussed this, and they came out with it pretty quickly. All right.
You wanted to say something.
So Orwellian. I know I usually let the clips play, but I just have to say that part right there, so Orwellian. Like, this is what you saw. He's saying everybody saw what they saw, and she's like, no. Let me just clarify what you actually saw, just so you know. It's literally in the book 1984. Do not believe your eyes and ears. That was the last command. Whatever you are seeing and hearing, disregard that and just listen to what we're saying. It's wild to see. And then she goes on to just explain all of this away in the worst way possible.
Maloney, I don't have anything. I don't know specifically what happened with Maloney.
The wandering, the parachutist.
Oh, I mean, look, that was, as I said, it was a cheap, a cheap fake. That was definitely a cheap fake. It was. This was widely fact-checked. That video was widely fact-checked, including by conservative media, on what happened, what occurred. The president walked over to give a thumbs up to divers who had just landed right in front of him. And if you run that tape a little bit longer, you would see what was happening, what the president was actually doing, and it is a cheap fake.
So that is what about nothing, and he's totally normal.
What I'm saying is, this is a president, right? Let's step back for a second. Instead of, and I said this moments ago, instead of Republicans, focusing on the president's performance in office and what he's been able to accomplish, his actual record, they do these cheap fakes. They're cheap fakes. And you're asking me about the Maloney, you're asking me what happened. That video was, okay, let's talk about Juneteenth. The president stood there listening to the music, and he didn't dance. Excuse me, I did not know not dancing was a health issue. That is a weird thing to actually flag when, if you look at the people who are around him, you look at the expanded video of the people who were around him, they were not. There were some folks who were not dancing either, and that has been fact checked. I mean, just because you're standing up listening to music and not dancing, that is not a health issue. That is just not a health issue.
Majorities of American voters who are telling pollsters repeatedly for years now that they have serious concerns about this president's cognitive fitness are being misled by cheap fake videos? Is that
I'm
what you're
saying
telling
that
us?
there have been, in recent weeks, there have been cheap fakes videos that have been fact-checked. They've been fact-checked by conservative media as well, to say that these videos are false. They're purposefully being altered.
So he's
That
fine.
is,
So he's
that
fine.
is, look,
He's fine.
the president has done more in his 3.5 years as president than most modern day president. And what he's been able to deliver. He's able to do that because he knows what he's doing. He knows how to deliver for the American people. He's able to make sure that we attack climate crisis with the Inflation Reduction Act. He's made sure that we're able to create 15 million jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs. He was able to make sure that unemployment went down. He was able to make sure that we are able to have Medicaid actually able to negotiate with pharmaceutical companies. Something
He was able to completely open the border. Do you know how hard that was? Created 15 million jobs for the 15 million people who came across the border illegally. Do you know how hard that was? Right now, he is going to make all of these people US citizens so they can vote for him in the election. Do you know how much he's done? What are you what is she talking about? I wish somebody would stand up and be like, "What are you talking about?" But the thing is, and it's not all the reporters, but they're also disconnected from the American people because he's not doing things for the American people. Here's the thing. When you look at Trump, okay? When you look at Trump and what's going on with him in terms of the black vote and so many people from the hood, people like so many black and Hispanic people, they're just saying things were better with him. They don't have to be told that. They've just been saying that. They're just like, I had more money under Trump. Gas wasn't as high with Trump. They just keep talking about it. They just keep saying it. But yet the Biden administration has to tell you that he's doing things for the American people. Everybody else under Trump, they just felt it. And now they're feeling whatever this is, whatever weird intentional thing that they're doing right now to the American people and acting like as if everything's good. Meanwhile, everything's terrible. It's so terrible by America standards. You know, it's not a third world country or anything, obviously. But you know what I mean? Things are not good right now, right? People are flowing in like crazy. It's allowing drugs to flow in like crazy. It's allowing human trafficking to flow in like crazy. And then it's just going back and forth. It's contaminating communities with drugs. And then also with people who are not the best people. And there are some that are good. There are some, there has to be 15 million people. They took such a huge sample of people from around the world that there has to be good people in there. But there also has to be terrible people in there. And you're starting to see it when you hear about the crimes and Lincoln Riley and all these things. You know that there's terrible people in there. And then she's just like, he's done more. These are cheap fakes. Oh, no. If you saw the expanded version of the video, oh, no, he just wasn't dancing. Hey, man. Hey. He looks lost. Okay? Let's just be real. Okay? He looks lost. Okay? Let's just be real. He looks bewildered right now. He looks like, what's going on? What is happening? And then this odd person kisses his hand. It's just weird stuff. Oh man, but I'll let her go on for the few seconds she has left.
That no other president has been able to do. This president has been able to do. I think that tells you everything that you need to do by looking at his record. And what you're seeing right now is Republicans, instead of talking what I just talked about, they're really diving into these cheap fake videos. And it's in bad faith. That's what I'm saying. What they're doing is pure bad faith, and it's been fact-checked by many, including conservative fact.
It's widely it's been widely fact-checked, right? What is she? I look into these videos all the time. There's no one the only people who've tried to fact check these videos, and it's not even all of them. It's just one of them, the squatting video where he's like squatting down and Jill's like, you better not sit down. And he's like, I want to sit down. And she's like, don't you dare sit down, Joseph. And he's like, I want to sit down. I've been standing up for 3 years. And she's like, you were sitting down 10 minutes ago. You better stand up. And he's like, I'm sitting down. Barack said I was the president now. I'm sitting down. That's the only one that got fact checked. They're like, and their fact check was, the chair was actually real. It was a real chair. That was it. AP News to the rescue. But yeah, we know. It's the fact that he was squatting and his wife had to tell him secretly to stand up. So we knew about that, AP News. Thanks. But, just to say that these videos are just deep fakes. They're basically just deep fakes. You think some mastermind AI'd this woman in? You think some mastermind AI'd her in and made her walk over to him and pull him in for the picture? Is that what you actually think happened? Hit me up in the comment section if that's what you actually think happened. Okay. I'm not going to say anything back. I just want to see how many of these type of people exist in the world. It's absolutely crazy. No. There's real people. What do you mean? Even like there's a guy right there. Look, you see, there's a guy there. That's not even who he's talking to. And it's not the fact that he's talking to anybody. It's the fact that he's with a bunch of world leaders. He is the leader of United States of America. And he's wandering off to the point where somebody has to reel him in, pull him into the picture, and then this guy has to make sure that he gets in with them. They all have to kind of, and that's what you do with Grandpa. With Grandpa, you guide, you say, okay, Grandpa's over here. Let's get over here. Grandpa, can you turn around? Oh, just turn around for 1 second. Look, oh, there's a camera. We're all going to take a picture together. Is that okay? That's what you do with Grandpa because you love him. And again, just to say that this is a fake is absolutely wild. Cheap fake. Hey, it's just a cheap fake, right? Nah, Obama wasn't leading them off the stage. Obama just loves them so much that he felt like he had to hold his hand as he was leaving the stage. Obama's a big boy, okay? Obama handles Michelle. Obama's a big boy. Believe you me, okay? Don't worry about Obama. He doesn't need his friend to go off stage. But when his friend is frozen like that, he needs to help his friend. You would too. We've all had that friend who had a little too much to drink. And he's looking off into the sky, or he thinks he sees a turtle, but it's really just a bush. And for some reason he wants to touch the turtle, and you're like, buddy, it's not a turtle. Just come over here. Come on. You know what I mean? And he's like, I don't want to get in the car. And you're like, just get in the car. You all have that friend. You got to guide him around for a little bit. He sobers up. He apologizes. He thanks you. And that's it. That's what you're seeing here. Except in this version, never sobers up. It only gets worse. Never sobers up. It only gets worse. And everybody is sad inside every time it happens. That's the only difference. And of course, it hurts the American people the most. More than any person. Absolutely ridiculous, man. But they're just cheap fakes. Just so you know. Don't believe what you saw just now in this video. They're all cheap fakes. They're all altered. I'm AI as well. You know, I was on vacation. I wanted to stay on vacation. So this is just a cheap fake. This is just a cheap fake. That's all this is. Oh, man. So amazing. She's amazing. She's going to go down as the worst press secretary of all time. There's no way she doesn't. There's no way she doesn't. Who's been worse? Jen Psaki, you didn't like hearing from her, but she wasn't as bad. Trump's was the best. She'll go down as the best. It was amazing, right? She's going to go down as the worst. She has to. If it gets worse, the next 4 years, there's no way it's going to get worse. Absolutely ridiculous, guys. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. You think this is cheap fakes? I think she's just in major damage control mode. And you know what? Finally actually being in damage control, because she's never in damage control. She's always just like, oh, everything's fine. At least this time she had to address it. And thank God for this guy in the back. He's just like, he's normal. So you're saying that he's normal? Is that what you're saying? You're just saying that Biden's normal? And you notice as he was saying that, she couldn't answer. She couldn't just say yes. Right? You notice that? She couldn't just be like, he's completely fine. Nothing's wrong with him. Never says that. But she'll say a whole bunch of other things that just don't make sense. He's doing things for the American people. He knows what he's doing. Listen, whoever's behind the scenes running things, oh, they want to keep running things. I have to say, I know it's conspiratorial, but you know on this channel, we keep a tinfoil Speedo on at all times, no matter how hot it is, no matter how much it itches, we keep it on. Whoever's running things behind the scenes, they want to keep running things because they're just like, oh, no, he's fine. He's fine. It's the best analogy anybody came up with was Weekend at Bernie's. Because Weekend at Bernie's, they were just like, we just want to keep partying. We're not going to let this party die down. Are you kidding me? Just pull him, just hold him up. Get your arm under. Yeah, okay, okay, now walk. 1, 2, 3, let's go. All right. All right, he's going to talk to Jimmy Kimmel in 4 seconds. Okay, let's go. Turn him this way. Okay. All right, put the glasses on him. You got the glasses on him? Okay, good, good. That's what's going on right now, honestly. And it's sad to see. I can't wait till Trump gets elected, I have to say. He's definitely going to get elected. And if he doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. And you know what I mean by that. We all know what's going on if he doesn't, honestly. It's I'm not even, that's for another episode. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. Turn on the notifications. Other than that, I'm out.